Anyway, we got lots to cover.
All right.
First up.
Who that?
Kevin Hart and his Netflix special.
Yep, we chop it up on that. I think Kev was a little sensitive. But nah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's take it.
You want to say the title? Because I'm always the one cursing on here most of the time.
What's the title? Title what?
Kevin Hart's special.
Oh, I don't even remember the title. That's how much I really remember the joint like that.
No F's.
Oh yeah, no F's given.
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What up?
What do you think about it?
Honest opinion on it was, it was straight. It was alright. I mean, it wasn't like. I wasn't like falling out laughing like.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I can kind of remember.
And it was already late night where the sillies is already set in.
Yeah, we should have been laughing hard, super hard. It was like almost 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool.
The stuff we do for the podcast. That was late night research, y'all.
Yeah, it was cool, man. I think it had some good points or some funny parts. Like the, what was that part he was talking about?
The AD. No.
That's your part. That's your part. The whole AD part. That's your part. What was the other part he was talking about? Not his daughter, but
that's where there's some controversy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's chop it up on that, and then we go back into it.
Okay. So apparently, people are starting to give him some flack about the joke he made about his daughter. So if y'all haven't watched it, a little bit of a spoiler alert. He, kind of makes this joke about how his daughter likes one boy, and then the next week she likes another boy, and then the next week she likes another boy.
Right.
So he says it's hoe activity. So he calls up some old hoes that he used to know, and then he starts naming like these old names like Esther and stuff like that.
Yeah. Did he say Gladys?
He does say Gladys.
Yeah.
I think he says Gladys. Pretty sure he says Gladys. And then, he just, he said he has a dialogue with them to confirm. They were like, oh, yeah, that's whole activity.
Right.
So he's been getting some flack from people.
Man, I look at it like.
Saying that he called his daughter a hoe and that he's really referring to black women. So he made a post, I believe on Instagram, that was basically saying no. Stop creating a false narrative. Trying to clarify that. He never called his daughter a hoe. He said it was hoe activity.
Yeah.
And he wasn't taking any shots at black women.
He didn't directly call his daughter a hoe, but he was just saying it was hoism, suspicious.
It was hoe activity.
Yeah. So I get it. I don't take no offense to it.
I didn't think it was out of pocket. He was concerned about behaviors.
Yeah, you see something that you have seen before, and you can kind of like, aha, that's what that is.
Oh, he was concerned about it. That's what he was saying.
Don't go that route, because that's not a good look, and you may not know that's what that could be looking like. But yeah, so I feel him. I don't think it was nothing by it.
I never took it out of context. I think
everybody should just cut it out with all the extra sensitive stuff. Yeah. Don't be so highly critical of everything people do. And knowing a lot of people that's doing that, they ain't critical about themselves. They just critical about they just critical about other people that's in the limelight or just other people in general.
And he did say that he had to create controversy, sort of a conversation. He had to go viral because there's no other way for him to really promote his special, because he can't do the press tours and all of the media stuff because of the vid-19.
Right.
So he did rename the COVID to the vid, because he said it sounded more scarier. It was closest to HIV.
You got the vid.
Right.
Yeah. And he did talk about how he had caught it.
Yes.
And how he thought he was and all that. So, he touched on different things that was relevant, but it was just kind of in passing kind of jokes, like nothing that really transcended nothing. Like when you see somebody come out like, and I know they're different comics, but Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, they say stuff that's just like, that was so needed, bro. Yeah. We needed that. Like
he's
that
not
laugh.
That type of comic though.
But I'm saying he is in the forefront. He is out there. He is America's comedian, yo.
Yeah, so he's broad. He's not just speaking
Dave Chappelle is broad as hell.
He is, but he's an activist also, and he speaks towards issues and pertinent to black people also.
I get it.
Kevin Hart has always been on his brand. He talks about his wife and his kids and his family.
But that gets played out. That's played out. We know you got wife and kids.
But that's what he's always done. So he stayed true to what he's always done. And maybe now, after, 20 years, it's played out because it's 20 years and you want to see him do something different, but that's what he knows. That's what he's got.
Okay.
That's what he was talking about, his age and his nuts.
Oh, about him. Yeah.
And that
about
one
his
was
balls.
Funny. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. I think, depending on where you are in your life, that show will hit differently. You got kids, you got a family. It's going to hit different because it's like you can kind of understand some of the jokes. And it's funnier because you got families. But some people that's, don't have kids and all that, it's not going to translate the same. So he's literally making it for a certain kind of audience.
Yeah,
which is what makes it kind of like, dude, like, this is... We dealing with the virus and all that, and you gonna drop this, bro? You could have been talking about all kind of stuff. It was so many things that happened this year for him to drop that kind of special. Was like, bro, this is like just jokes. Just, I mean, you ain't hitting nothing.
So just so you guys know, we watched this at like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
and our son was asleep, and we didn't wake him up. He was asleep in the room.
Yeah.
And he was in there the whole time we were watching it.
Well, I mean, and I like...
We didn't laugh so hard that we woke him up.
I like Kevin Hart. I don't like the antics. I don't like all the hand stuff. All that stuff where he's over the top. Voice. That stuff I don't really like. But he says some stuff that's funny, man. Like, I like Kevin Hart. It's just like the reality is... We've seen this before. We've seen this before, so it's like... I wouldn't be like, if I had to pick between what specials I wanted to watch at Kevin Hart, I'm not going to this one.
No, the one where he does the fire. He's like, fire on the bitch one more time.
Oh, yeah.
That one is hilarious to me. And that's the one we were talking about, the bum bump.
Yeah, that was... that's what I'm saying. Now. The bum, that right there was a unique joke.
That special was great.
Yeah, so...
that, to me, is number one.
Yeah, and he talks about his family a lot. You know what I mean? Which is cool. That's dope. I got no problem with that. It was just that this one was like, I
think he spent a long time, too, kind of like with jokes.
Yeah.
Like certain jokes were kind of dragged out pretty long.
Yeah, he was just making it last longer. But
he didn't have a lot of little jokes there.
On top of all that news,
that bop one, I wasn't... Yeah, that was the storytelling, and it missed for me all the way.
Well, on top of that, all the other news that's been cycling around is he got a whole bunch of quote unquote hate, with social media. People came in like, yo, they weren't feeling it. He got a tweet from Tariq Nasheed, and Tariq pretty much just was like, yo, I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he didn't at him or anything. He just
said he didn't tag him in nothing or whatever. He just said, "Yo, I didn't like it. I had to turn it off after 10 minutes."
I like Kevin Hart, cool guy.
Apparently Kevin saw that and decided he wanted to respond. He responded to it, and Tariq, I think, responded back, but it was positive. And Tariq came out and said, "Look, man, I don't got nothing against him. I was just saying I didn't like it." Along with a lot of other people. So he addressed it. Kevin Hart came out, did 2 videos where he addressed it and said he don't care. He's like, yeah, I don't care what nobody else thinks.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when you a creative like that or artist or whatever, and you take your craft seriously, obviously you care when somebody tell you or say something bad about your jokes.
He cared enough to make a response video. So
he
care.
Yeah,
if you didn't care, you wouldn't respond.
Yeah.
There'd be no need to.
Well, you also can't take, you can't, everything's not hate, man. Everything's not like that. Unfortunately, that's the kind of climate we're in, but criticism becomes hate.
It's tagged as hate.
So if somebody say, yo, I ain't like it because, and they're a fan of yours, like, I won't feel it now. Maybe you should just look at it, take the criticism, and say, maybe I need to come back to the drawing board and come up with some new material. It is what it is. Don't push all your fans away saying, well, maybe this ain't for you. Okay.
Or open a dialogue. What about it didn't you like?
Something. But that's kind of what's up with that.
Yeah, but asking him to change,
I want
what he jokes about, and because that again, it's been a long time of kind of the
same type jokes.
But this time, it was the whole special was just basically that.
And it was the same thing,
like
man.
it was very short.
Same thing.
But I guess his point was because of COVID, he didn't have a lot of experiences to pull from.
Well, man, there's some people out there that's other comics.
He had a really rough year in 2019 with the accident and his drinking issues, and he had a lot of stuff that was going on.
There was other things to talk
friends.
about, and that's what people were saying. Like, he don't really address. Like, you talk about your family, but you're not talking about the things that's going on within your life. So you can be willing to talk about your family's life, but you yourself had some issues going on where you could address that in a way.
Also be
right
a respect thing for his wife and not touching on that. You know what I mean? He touched on it a little bit.
Not even a little bit, man. He barely said anything. He just made a quick joke and was gone.
Yeah, he brought it up and then he was like, "That's it. Nothing else. I'm not gonna feed you any more information."
Somebody that didn't know anything about that incident wouldn't even know that's what it was.
Right.
Because he wasn't. I mean. So,
and then he went in about the McDonald's thing from there.
Man, Kevin doing whatever he got to do for his brand, and I understand that. That's cool. I think he's got a lot of support from all kind of people, and
not just black people.
Yeah, and I think you should at least be willing to listen to what people have to say and take criticism for what it is. Even though there's a lot of hate bashing on the internet, people that's trolling people. Don't let that be mixed in with the people that's just true fans. It's just like, yo, I wasn't feeling that. Try it again next time. You know what I mean? But it's not bad to the point where I would say you wouldn't laugh at all, because that would be a lie. It was funny. It had some funny points, but it wasn't like it's not something I'm about to go turn back on and watch over and over again like that.
But really, how many comedy specials, stand-up specials do you watch where you're laughing from beginning to end? Those are kind of few and far in between, in my opinion. And I'm pretty easy to make laugh. Fairly easy to make laugh. For me,
almost all Dave Chappelle stand-ups, I laugh majority of the whole way. Cat Williams, I laugh all the way through. Not so much Mike Epps, but I still laugh a lot with Mike Epps. Mike Epps now, he got a lot more recycled jokes. But Mike Epps is still a beast with that too. And even comics that people don't know about. Tony Roberts. I laugh the whole way through on a Tony Roberts stand up, yo. Every single time he put one up.
And stuff.
But it's just funny, man. So
I'm not saying it's not. I mean, but in right now and everything, like, okay.
If Tony Roberts dropped a comedy special right now, I'm tuning in. I know that joint gonna be about everything that's going on right now, and it's gonna be funny. But I mean, and shout out to Tony Roberts, yo. I don't know if he get enough. Deion Cole, yeah.
I mean, we watch a lot of stand up.
Yeah, I don't know if
I think that's kind of our thing.
Yeah, I don't know if Tony Roberts get enough respect, but yeah, definitely. But there was some comedians on All Def Digital on Roast This that had something to say about what they thought might have been going on with Kevin.
Billy Sorrells.
Yep. And he said what he said was CP Powell, I think. Mm-hmm. Basically it was like he didn't have his ghostwriters weren't able to go
poach jokes.
He said they weren't able to go in there.
That was another thing he was accused of.
Yep, he said some of his ghostwriters or some of the people that write for him,
they weren't able to go out to the club and find those.
So that's why he had a kind of a weak special. And I was like, I don't know about the inner workings or whatever, but it's a lot of claims that's out there, and I don't want to put out.
If they did do that, it's all digital now. Everybody's doing their stand-up digitally, so it can be like, well, this aired here.
Oh, yeah,
and
right.
I made this joke here, so.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't want to spread no disinformation, but that's just something that's a rumor, y'all. Something that we saw. But go check it out. If you're a Kevin Hart fan, you probably already seen it. If not, just go check it out. Make a decision for yourself on whether you think
it's still a good time.
It's cool. I think it's still got some funny parts in it.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's still something to enjoy, you know what I mean? So, but we just got to report on it because everybody else talking about it, and we had our opinions about it too. But yeah, man, y'all check it out. Anything else about this one, babe?
No.